But I think people can choose to be not ordinary. You know, they can choose to not necessarily conform to the conventions that were taught to them by their parents. So yes, I think it's possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary.
I was almost beaten to death, if you'd call that bullied. It was not a happy childhood.
I think when I was, 5 or 6 or something, I thought I was insane.
Why'd you think you were insane?
Because it was clear that other people their mind wasn't exploding with ideas all the time.
They weren't expressing it. They weren't talking about it all the time. And you realized by the time you were 5 or 6, like, oh, they're probably not even getting this thing that I'm getting.
No. It was just strange. It was like, I'm strange.
But my lack of ordinariness did not manifest itself until later in life. Or wasn't all that obvious.
Did you feel diminished by it in any way? Like knowing that this is a weird thing that you really probably couldn't commiserate with other people? They wouldn't understand you?
I hope they wouldn't find out, because they might put me away with something.
You thought that?
For a second, yes.
When you were little?
Yeah, I knew they put people away. What if they put me away?
Like when you were little, you thought this?
Yes.
Wow. Like you thought this is so radically different than the people that are around me. If they find out I got this stream coming in.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I was only 5 or 6, so
Like what is it like? Like try to explain it to a dumb person like me.
it's like a never-ending explosion. Never-ending explosion.
It's just constant ideas, just bouncing around.
Yes.
Whew. Damn.
Yeah.
So when everybody leaves, it's just Elon sitting at home, brushing his teeth. Just a bunch of ideas bouncing around your head.
Yeah.
Whew.
All the time.
I was always sort of really interested in reading when I was a kid, and I would read everything that I could get my hands on. I read the encyclopedia. I read every.
At what age?
Let's see, probably age 9 or 10.
Okay. You were starting to read it?
Well, and not that I actually wanted to read the encyclopedia, but I ran out of things to read, so in desperation I read the encyclopedia.
You just really wanted to learn. So
Yeah.
at an early stage you had that, and you had that inner drive yourself.
Yeah. Well, I just sort of, I got bored easily, and so unless I was doing something like reading or playing a video game or watching TV.
So how did you decide to leave your hometown and realize your dream in North America?
So, I mean, I should say that, when I was a kid, I didn't really have any grand designs. I mean, the reason I started programming computers is because I like computer games. And I play lots of computer games, and I learned that if I wrote software and sold it, then I could get more money and buy better computers. So it wasn't really, with some grand vision or anything. I also read a lot of the philosophers and religious texts and that kind of thing, and a lot of nonfiction as well. Read the encyclopedia, and in fact, I remember when I was just in elementary school, I was reading about ion engines, and I thought they were super cool. And now we're launching satellites with ion engines.
I think on Wikipedia it says that I was inspired by my father in terms of technology. This is actually not true. I think that needs to be corrected. He's somewhat of a Luddite, actually, in many respects, and particularly computers. He didn't want to buy a computer and refused to use computers and said they would never amount to anything. So I actually had to buy a computer, was saved up my allowance, and then he did contribute a bit after I saved up my allowance, but he initially refused to buy a computer for me. But he was an engineer, electrical and mechanical engineer, so I was exposed to technical subjects when I was growing up. It's just that he wasn't much of a technologist.
Your son Elon has potential that has never been seen in a lot of ways. At what point as you were raising him, did you think there might be something different about this little boy?
From the age of 3.
Really?
He just reasoned with me so well, and I didn't know how he could figure out things. I mean, he was 3. And then I sent him to school early because and they said, you can't send him, as the youngest person in the class. And I said, he really needs other stimulation as well. And the nice thing is that he took what he could do and actually implemented it. Many genius kids, they stay in a basement because they can't actually, move ahead with that.
Reading also an escape or rescue to you as a boy in school.
It was,
because I learned that you are kind of the youngest in the class and bullied sometimes.
That's true.
So what was reading to you at that time?
Well, this was, of course, back in the days before there were video games, and TV wasn't very good either. So, I was actually, for quite a while, the youngest and the smallest in the class. And my parents moved a lot, so I went through 6 different schools. So it was difficult to, you'd make friends, and then one year, and then you'd be in a new school the next. So, books certainly were something that I found comforting, and I would read all the time, just all the time, morning to night. I find that I basically learn whatever I need to learn to accomplish an objective. I think actually most people could do this, but they often self-limit. People are capable of more than they think. What I've found is if you simply read a lot of books and talk to people, you can learn almost anything.
What made you so audacious?
Well, I don't really think of these things as all that audacious. They seem like natural things to do. It's sort of more of a long-term optimization rather than a short-term one. I just, not that I think, everyone should be doing these things, but someone needs to do them. So if I see that, well, somebody's not doing this and maybe I could be helpful, then I try to do something in that regard. But my goal is try to do useful things, try to maximize the probability the future is good, make the future exciting, something you look forward to, with Tesla, we're trying to make things that people love. It's how many things can you buy that you really love, that really give you joy? So rare. I wish there were more things. That's what we're trying to do. Just make things that somebody loves.